Hey guys, welcome to another English commentary done by Diggity. This is going to be part of the MST Group 6 losers match. Hi Snacky, just throw that in there. This is, Memory versus Sea.Really. Memory starting at the 12 o'clock position in kind of that tan color, which I really dislike. It's the only color I don't like in StarCraft altogether. It just kind of, yuck, especially when it's Zerg. It's kind of like, bleh. 6 o'clock position, we have Really starting in blue. It's on Destination. And Destination, I think this map favors Memory a lot, because Memory known for his dropship play, and this map is very air heavy, and it requires a lot of, I would say, air control. Just because, again, those highways leading out, and in general, there's been a lot of air-heavy maps actually recently, Othello, things like that. But yeah, that ramp specifically, you might get sealed in if you don't go air, and otherwise you can do drops. I think vulture drops are particularly strong in this match. I would not be surprised to see both players go for a vulture drop. We'll see. Anyway, even if you don't go for a vulture drop or things like that, I think you have to take air into account overall. And it looks like we're going to see quick gas from... No, actually, never mind. Putting down supply depot. Ignore me entirely. But yeah, it's funny to see both Terran in the losers match here, especially with the Zerg in the opposite end. Usually, when you see kind of the shift of StarCraft strategy, you'll end up with one race having a really good strategy against another race, and sometimes that'll benefit the opposite race. For example, back with the Bisu build days, that I think that benefited Terran a lot, because you would have Protoss eliminating each other and eliminating Zerg players, and then Terran still had a decent job against Zerg, still had decent SK builds against Zerg that were popular then, and they could take out Protoss fairly easily, and then it was just TVT that was the question. So as a result, Zerg got eliminated a lot, and Terran could still eliminate Protoss, and it's kind of odd how that shift happened and ended up kind of screwing both Zerg and Protoss overall, in my opinion. But recently, it seems like both matchups, Protoss and Terran, have turned on Zerg. It seems like the early tech builds that I would say Fantasy and Boxer kind of in combination brought about, early gas, Valkyrie kind of options like that. It's just kind of adjusted into new Terran versus Zerg play, which Zerg really, I don't know that they've really gotten a good adjustment to recently. Kind of, and Terran really haven't mastered it all together either, but I think it's been more of a hurt on Zerg, and particularly the Corsair Reaver, which I think is a little bit map specific with the inside mineral locations on a lot of the maps recently, have really played to overall just Protoss favor. I mean, they've got two dominant matches. They don't have to worry. They can beat Zerg when they come up. They are doing pretty well against Terran. A lot of DT play lately, things like that. And yeah, I don't know. It's kind of odd to see Zerg in such a disfavorable position. That's kind of my rant for this game. We're already seeing a factory on one side, a factory on the other side as well. Both players taking early gas. In that first-person view, we could see. And the only difference here is Really took kind of an odd route with his SEV, and as a result, looks like that Marine's going to be right on top of him. Not going to be able to get a lot of harassment. It looks like he's going to back right off, actually. So, interestingly enough, yeah, he's not going to continue with this, and because Memory was able to bring that SEV straight down, get amongst that mineral line, he's going to have a much better job again, or much better time against these two Marines. He's going to be able to do the end around. It's almost like linebacker play here with that little SEV football player. SEV football, great map, running back and forth. Second factory now going down. So two factories out of, wow, two factories maybe in preparation for a vulture drop, but might be a two-factory push. A little bit hard again because of the ramp options, and it is a ramp map, so it makes two-factory pushes a little bit harder because you can rely on mischance sometimes. And we're seeing a starport on the opposite end from Memory, so Memory might be going for two-port Wraith here, or going for the early air option in general. Anyway, but yeah, two-factory push against Memory, and we'll see if Really can execute. He's already got a Vulture and two Marines starting to push up. And maybe this is, again, kind of Really playing against his opponent. He knows that Memory is very, very good with dropships, wants to make sure he can do a quick push and try to hurt Memory early so it doesn't come to dropship play. And it looks like Memory, that's awesome, able to sneak oh, never mind. So yeah, it is going to be a Vulture drop. We've got a starport being built at a proxy location, but unfortunately, this is going to be difficult. Wow. It's going to be difficult to get that in because it looks like a dropship. I got to assume that's going to be a Wraith because Memory's not going to do a drop off a single factory. So I think he's going to get some cloaked Wraith out early, and that's really going to be detrimental to that dropship when it is produced from Really. And Really, he's not going to get a scout on that. The Vulture from Really, or I'm sorry, from Memory, able to go up and get some damage. He already spotted the two-port. And I think he's got to smell something, the fact that there wasn't more information denial on Really's part against this. And yeah, he's upgrading cloaking right now. has that tank out to work against the vultures on the front door, and C's going to have his, or really I should say, is going to have his work cut out for him. He's going to have to basically do it on the front door, because if he goes for the back door, I think that Wraith might take him out. And yeah, that Wraith being produced, and we'll see. The question is where does that Wraith go? Does that Wraith find that dropship on the way, or does it immediately just go for the gas to try to slow really down? And the command center now being taken from memory. So this is an interesting Terran build. I like that. I would say it's very strong on this map in particular, because you're getting an expansion down and you're going to be dealing with that, again, that strong air option. There's the 4 vultures out. Now the question is where does this Wraith go? Does this Wraith see the 4 vultures? Does it see the dropship as it's coming across? Cloaking will be upgraded with the Wraith, and we'll see if it... Oh, there he's seeing the vultures go across, but he's not seeing the dropship, unfortunately. A lot of vultures here, all with mines, so really actually might have a really good shot at this, and I hate it when I do that. That really, here comes the dropship, and the Wraith doesn't look like it's going to come back. Those mines will definitely delay that command center a bit at the back position, and it doesn't look like Memory's going to see this. He did have the Wraith to deal with it, but he's not able to see that dropship as it's loading up and bringing those... No, maybe! Oh, it's bring it back. No, he's going to have to bring these Wraith back to help fight this, especially because the mine's going to get laid in the back position. He has 2 tanks moving up, and this is going to be a bit of micro. The mine's going to be laid. I think it's a little bit more in Really's favor, especially because you can get that mine isolation in the back, but those 3 tanks able to actually take them down pretty much. He's still going to take, and more vultures being run up. We'll see if he can get a mine cap. It looks like he's going to be able to try to surround 1 tank, trying to lead all those mines off, able to lead several of the mines off. But yeah, that's what's critical right there, is getting a couple mines on that factory line, and a lot of mines in the backfield. And we'll see if those Wraith are coming back right now. No, the Wraith are just going to stay in the base and try to do some economic damage on the back end as much as possible. Really actually landing his barracks inside Memory's base. We'll see if he starts producing Marines to create a little bit of a blockade, I guess, against the vultures. So very clever in that regard. But I have to say, Memory's microing this very well. He still has his original, he still has 2 original tanks, and he's still got other tanks out in the field and doing a lot of damage on both ends. So micro fight, and I'd say Memory's really winning here. But the vultures just running into the front door now. Comsat station going up to help deal with these mines. More vultures trying to pour in, and it looks like the mines, very nice micro, picking off these mines in the meantime. Looks like that single mine taking a quick hit. Vulture just trying to pick away at the supply depots, and Memory continuing to funnel Wraith down into Really's base, and really is going to be hurting economically here after a while, because even though those Wraith take a while to take down the SCVs, they do take SCVs down, and I don't feel like there's been a lot of SCV kills on the opposite end. And on top of that, keep in mind, after these mines are taken care of, and after these tanks are freed up, that's 4 tanks and a Vulture versus not a lot of Vultures in the opposite end. Cloaking now kicking in, and those Goliaths down, and it looks like Memory, I was going to say, wow, 12 kills on that single Wraith, which is a lot of SCV kills. Sheesh. And that shows you really kind of the difference there. Those Vultures not getting a lot of kills, and now kind of doing a group attack here. Looks like a comsat going off, some Wraith being produced by Really to try to fight this off. Just going to wait for the comsat to kind of wear off and then come back around and get some more shots in the back of the base. Let's see if he goes after that dropship. The dropship just kind of hanging out there in the meantime, and the Goliaths just getting kind of plinked away at. Some Marines coming up in support. Now that dropship going to go down. I've got to say, Memory coming out a little bit ahead in this, and it looks like he's going to be able to get those the one Wraith that is coming uncloaked back and take his secondary. So he's done more economic damage. He's able to secure his secondary, and he's continuing to be annoying inside Really's base. And you can see just not a lot of SCV saturation in general. Really is in a lot of trouble, and Memory just showing some fantastic multitasking in this match. Really, really good multitasking in this match, and that's going to carry him through, in my opinion. I'm surprised we're not seeing a GG already. Only it looks like, let's try to get an SCV count. I think that was 5 SCVs on, yeah, only 5, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looks like another one just being produced. 6 SCVs versus 2 full expansions in the opposite end, and now it looks like Memory's not going to bother to kind of wait for this, bringing that Wraith back and bringing his tanks down. There's nothing really he's going to be able to do to stop this, and it looks like really bringing his Wraith out, he's going to try to do some counter-economic damage. Probably not going to get it done, though. And Comsat going off there, going to be able to get at least those, oh, no, that last Wraith going to be able to sneak out of Comsat range. And now really bringing what troops he has, but running into the tank brigade that was earlier attacking those Vultures, immediately turning around. He does not have siege upgraded, bringing up the Wraiths to try to plink away at these tanks, but again, they just don't do a lot of damage. Second starport going down for Memory. He's figuring, well, might as well. He's got a big economic advantage. So might as well, and then now the Wraith coming in, Comsat going off, but one Wraith going down, cloaking, able to get out of range, and now it's kind of the opposite problem, where again the tank's pushing up, and it just, wow, big, huge problems for really at this stage. Inferior economy, inferior forces really on the ground. I liked that it was a good Vulture push early, but Memory really had it spotted out from the beginning and really adjusted to it well. So I wouldn't even call it a build order win, but just beautiful micromanagement there from Memory, doing everything right that game, looking very strong, and he's going to go into the final match against Mensol, and I gotta like his odds there, especially after what we saw this game. So hope you guys enjoyed that. See you in the last match.